What happens is we're asked to get the perpendicular distance of a point to a line. Now what this means is this line D has to be 90 degrees to the line we're talking about. That's what perpendicular distance means, okay? So we have a formula. The point, we get x1 and y1 always from the point given. When we have a formula for a line, so let's say I have the line written like this, okay? Let's say I have an equation of a line and it's written like this. That is no good to me. You'll see that the equation of the line, the way it's represented in the blue box, is everything's over the left hand side. A comes first, B comes second, it's going to be 1y, and then the numbers come third. So in this question, A would be minus 3, B would be 1, C would be minus 5. Once again, what do these two lines mean? If I got minus 34 in there, what would that mean? Use plus 34 because distance has to be positive. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use this equation here and we're going to figure out, now that's not C1 by the way, it's just C, so you can just dot out that 1 if it's there for you guys, okay? So will somebody call me out that equation again in a second, okay? I'll see if I remember off by heart now. D equals AX1 plus BY1 plus C all over the square root of A squared plus B squared, where that's the line L, it's AX plus BY plus C equals 0. Let's begin. A equals 4. How do we know that? B, C minus 20. Show that the point 2 minus 1 is equidistant from the lines with equations 3x, 4x plus 3y minus 20 and 12x minus 5y plus 10. This here is x1 and y1. Let's get the calculator going, okay? It's going to be 4 times 2 plus 3 times minus 1 minus 20 all over the square root of A squared plus B squared, which is 4 squared plus 3 squared. What we're going to have here, guys, is this. Distance equals, that's going to be 8 minus 3 is 5. 5 minus 20 is minus 15. We're going to have minus 15 divided by 5. Square root of 4 squared plus 3 squared is 5. The distance therefore equals 3. That's our first part of this done. Okay, we know that the distance from this line to this point is 3. Okay, I just forgot that 5 there. Okay, next part. Yeah. Okay, guys. What's happening next is the minus, okay? We're now doing the blue line here. And the blue line is basically something like this, okay? The blue line is going to be 12x minus 5y plus 10. This equals 0. Okay? So, once A is now 12, B is now minus 5, C is now 10. We're going to put this into the distance equation. And this time we're going to get 12 times 2 minus 5 times minus 1. Yep. C is 10 plus 10. And this is all divided by the square root of 12 squared plus minus 5 squared. Now, what I know right away, excuse me, it's going to be 24 plus 5 plus 10. It's the modulus of 39 divided by the square root of 144 plus 25, which is root 169. Root 169 is 13. Okay? It's going to be 39 divided by 13, which is 3. In effect, what is happening is this, lads. The blue line I'm going to represent by here. Excuse me. Blue line goes, let's say, this way. Okay? Red line, which is the one I did in the first place, let's for argument's sake say it goes this way. Now, we know they're not parallel, don't we? Why do we know they're not parallel? They intersect. They may or not be parallel, okay? I don't think they are parallel in this question. We know about the slopes. Here's the point here. And what we're proving is that the perpendicular distance, this part here, is the same as this part here. They're meant to be the same. They're about 3 each. That's what we've done visually. through the maths. Now, next question, okay? Number 10. In questions 9 to 12, find the distance between each pair of parallel lines. Now, there's a problem here. Here is the two parallel lines in question. Okay? I don't know if their slope is going this way. Once again, it's just a visual aid. Okay? 5x plus 12y minus 5 equals 0. 5x plus 12y plus 10 equals 0. What equation do you know you're meant to use?
Simple.
You're meant to use the equation that the chapter is about, the exercise is about. Okay? Every time. Now guys, what you do is you pick one of your lines to be ax plus by plus c. I'm going to choose this one. A equals 5, b equals 12, c equals 10. Now that leaves me a problem. The problem is, what point do I use? Does it matter where I get my point on this line? Why not? It's going to be the same distance no matter what. So what I need to do is I need to go about finding myself a point. So here's what I'm going to do. See the 5x and the 5? They divide in nicely into each other. So let y equal 0. And then we're going to find out what point satisfies this line. So if we let y equal 0, we get 5x minus 5. 5x equals 0. 5x equals 5. X equals 1. The point 1, 0 is on this line. Then we can now use 1, 0. And once we know that what 1, 0 is, we can now find this perpendicular distance to the line D. What we can do next is we can say that x1 is 1, y1 is 0. We're now going to use this here. And what we get is this. D equals the square root of ax1, okay, which is going to be 5 times 1 plus 12 times 0 plus 10 all divided by 5 squared plus 12 squared. And what it is 13. Okay? So it's going to be 13, and on top is going to be what's it, 25 on top? So lads, the answer is simply 25 over 13. The distance between the two lines is 25 over 13. Is that alright? Okay guys, next question.
How did you get 25 out of that?
Oh sorry, 15 over 13, excuse me. Shh. Sorry guys, it's 15 over 13. Because it's 5 plus 10 is 15. Excuse me. 15 over 13. Okay guys, we're going to try another one now. I was going to do number 18, but 18 is easier than 22. 22 is a decent one, it's a good one. Okay? Now we're going to show you what we have this time around. Once again, before I even read the question, I'm in this exercise for a reason. This exercise purely deals with this formula. Everything goes through this formula. Okay? We're going to write down the formula first, and then we're going to write down what information we have. Now the information we have is this. We have x1 and y1. x1 being 4, y1 being 1. We do not have a, b, or c. That's a problem. We do have... Oh, sorry. Give me a second. This actually isn't x1, y1. I'm going to explain now. Okay? There's two lines. Both of them have different slopes. In the middle there's a point. This point is 4, 1. 4, 1 has a perpendicular distance to both of these lines. Now you can see that both lines have different slopes, correct? So what's going to happen is the distance from them to both of them is 2 root 2. So this point is x1. Oh sorry, it's not 4, 1. It's 1, 2, isn't it? Read the question. They are the two lines contain the point 4, 1. But this point here is not on either line. It's just a distance 2 root 2 from both lines. Does everybody get that? Yeah. Now here's what we're going to do. x1 is 1, y1 is 2. D, the distance is 2 root 2. What we're going to do is we're going to get a general formula. Put that back on. Off. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to get a general formula, and here's the general formula now. Okay, now guys, what happens next is this: y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1. Do we know what the slope is of these lines? No. Do we know what is the do we know a point on these lines?
Yeah.
What is the point? So x1 and y1. So y1 is 1. Leave m the way it is. Okay, and then that's going to be x minus 4. Multiply it out. Y minus 1 equals mx minus 4m. Bring it all to the left side. What we're going to get is mx plus 1y plus 4m minus 1 equals 0. Why did I put them together like this? The reason being is the letters we want it in this form here. Anything that has an x in it goes to the front. This means A equals m. B equals what? 1. And C equals 4m minus 1. Now, having done all this work, what I'm going to do next is just going to get rid of most of this here. Okay? And now I'm going to start filling in the equation exactly the way it should be done. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to replace d with 2 root 2. We're going to put a as m. So it's going to be m multiplied by what? 1, which is m. What about the next one? 1 multiplied by 2. We'll have 2 on top. And then on the bottom, c plus 4m minus 1. All divided by the square root of m squared plus 1 squared. Alright, let's do this now, okay? What we're going to do next is we're going to tidy up this bracket here. And this bracket is going to tidy up into 5m plus 1. Okay, so I'm just going to rough that out now and turn it into 5m plus 1. Okay, now that I have that done, what the problem here is, how do I solve this? Square both sides. When you square a modulus, if it was minus 34 and I squared it, I still get the same thing as plus 34 squared, correct? And so I'm going to square this. When I square 2 root 2, I get 8. Because that turns into 4, that turns into 2, I get 8. I have to square 5m plus 1 squared, which is the same thing as 5m plus 1 multiplied by 5m plus 1. Then what I get on the bottom is m squared plus 1. You get rid of the square root sign. Then we're going to multiply this out, cross multiply, and we're going to get a quadratic equation. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to get 8m squared plus 8. I'm going to get 25m squared plus 10m plus 1. That's not 15, that's 5 by the way, okay? Bring it over one side, I'm going to get 17m squared. Bring over the, that's 25m squared minus 8m squared. Going to leave the 10m where it is. And then it's going to be 8 minus 1 minus 8, which is minus 7 equals 0. Going to reference number this and hope that it isn't a decimal, okay? So what's minus 7 times 17? Anybody? 119, is it?
Yes.
Is it? Lads, you're not to move until this question's done, okay? It's very important. What is it?
Minus 119.
Minus 119. Let's start picking numbers, okay? Let's start small. Does 3 divide into that? Start off with 3. Does 3 divide into 119?
No.
Oh, we already have it. It's 7 and 17. Because the two of them multiply to give us 19, but the two of them have a difference of 10. So 7, 17. Which one's negative?
7.
Plus. Okay, let's try this again, right? 17m squared plus 17m minus 7m minus 7 equals 0. Okay, let's look at this now. And what we would have got earlier was we would have got 17m into minus m plus 1 equals 0. Then finally we're going to get 17m minus 7 m plus 1 equals 0. The slopes are minus 1, or the slope is 7 over 17. Does it ask for the slopes or the equation of the lines? Ask for the equation of the two lines. Stop for a second. The equations of my lines are this, lads. Do not move. Okay? The equations of my line, I did it earlier. It was ax plus by plus c. And what it was it was mx plus 1y plus 4m minus 1 equals 0. M has two values. M has minus 1 and m is, what's the other value? Now, to wrap this question up, what you'd have to do is the following. You'd have to replace minus 1 for m, and what you get is minus 1x plus y. That'd be 4 times minus 1, which is minus 4. It'd be minus 5 equals 0. That's one line, not both lines. The next one is going to be this. It's going to be 7 over 17m. It's going to be plus 1y. Now what's 4 times 17 over, that's 28 over 17.
7 over 17. Yeah, 17x plus 17x.
Sorry?
7 over 17x in the equation. At the very start of the that one. Yeah.
What is it? Oh, x, yeah. 7 over 17x plus 1y. 28 over 7 minus 1 is going to be 11 over 17. Okay? And then what you can do here is you can multiply both sides by 17. You can get rid of it. And what you get is 7x plus 17y plus 11 equals 0. That is